Up next, the Vikings and Bears square off for the first time in 2021. Chicago's looking for their 6th win in their last 7 games against Minnesota. It's a Week 15 NFC North slugfest. Coming your way next.
Now, the good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerge from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5. The punter and kickoff man, Sam Martin, to get us started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, who's now in his 8th season in the league, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo.
It was fun getting ready for this game, wasn't it? Because normally we talk to the coaches and the players. I think you and I asked to talk to the trainer to see how his arm is going to be.
A lot of ice after last week.
After last week's game, boy, what a performance that was. And you know who else is having fun? Receivers. Because they get a chance to do what they do best, which is go out and catch the ball.
Yeah, and that last week effort, he threw for well over 400 yards. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Garoppolo. And right away, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they've got the football, and they're already knocking on the door inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. They'll be led out by the 2015 NFL Most Valuable Player in his 11th season in the league, 32-year-old Cam Newton. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Williams. The numbers for Williams a week ago: 23 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown as well.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jamal Williams with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their 2nd straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
Now a dump off here complete. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And the Vikings are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
To throw again on 2nd down. Newton. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now a look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Will Fuller back deep to return. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 11 carries, 51 yards. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And break, the tight end's got it. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Garoppolo's throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On 1st down, Garoppolo. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. Xavier McKinney. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack on 1st down, Garoppolo. It's complete to Fuller. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Here's a screen to Powell. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This will be fielded at the 17. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. This defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
They'll try to run for it. Here's Williams. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there. And it helps him move the sticks. Newton on 1st down. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So the completion there, and CD, as we know, trying to defend against an NFL quarterback, that's one thing. Trying to defend against a mobile NFL quarterback, that's quite another. What's the plan here defensively?
Well, the pass rush has to still try and get to him, especially the guys on the edge, but they're going to go maybe a count slower, right? They want to make sure they don't get too far upfield where he steps up and takes off through a lane.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Harold Landry, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Chicago offense set to get started. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now a throw here to his running back. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. On play action, now Garoppolo. That is caught by Thielen. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Underneath, he's got Brate. That catch good for only a couple. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. The give to Peterson out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 32. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. Quickly into the hands of Fuller. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo throws this one right side to Pascal. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll run with Peterson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
He's got Fuller. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Forced out to his left. Cam wisely hitting the deck at the end as he slides and has the first as well. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
They'll try the air now with Newton. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Newton now to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. The Bears sack. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. Here's Sam Martin now, as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. There'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Garoppolo on first down. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. On second down now, it's Peterson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The Bears on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8. Garoppolo looks to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Time for our players spotlight, and it focuses in here on Cam Newton. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it's struggling.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward.
Some people playing defense in this one. There's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, here's Williams. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And that'll be incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Now a give to Peterson running right. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Garoppolo. Underneath, he's got Brate. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. A nice little juke. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
So how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Now following the interception, here's Newton. He's going deep for Brown. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball's gone. He didn't pull up.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll run it with Williams. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now Newton on 3rd and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Cam Newton taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Cam able to take it himself in for the score. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw taken in by Pascal. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Over the middle, complete. That's Peterson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. A good throw here, finding Pascal. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And that's off the mark, incomplete. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and that one is still scoreless as they play in the second quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bears, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Here's the All-Pro returner from 2018, Andre Roberts. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit. From the gun on third down, Newton. That's to his running back, Gainwell. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Here's Newton. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. First and 10 at the 45. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. Williams loses the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8. Newton now to throw. He'll find Gainwell out of the backfield. And he's taken down inside the 30. On first and 10, it's Gainwell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Let's go.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Being chased out left. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Cam Newton, his second touchdown of the night. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. So that drive, 4 plays. And the final piece to the puzzle was the Cam Newton touchdown run. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jimmy Garoppolo and his offense heading back on the field. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. Looking to throw again on second down. Garoppolo. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Garoppolo's throw taken in here by Fuller. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
That's how we do it.
Joseph Osai in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Zach Pascal, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead. You're not going to hear Jimmy Garoppolo mentioned among the strongest arms in the league, but that doesn't mean he can't beat you with a long one.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks, and I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
And that throw, wow, 72 yards in the air according to Next Gen Stats. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Andre Roberts now to return it. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Rashaan Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the 1st down sack. Newton, and that's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Newton. And this one complete to Andre Roberts. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. There's Sam Martin now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. 51 yards on the punt there. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminating touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Snap comes at 1. Garoppolo. And break, the tight end's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. From Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He sets to fire deep. And this is caught. Touchdown, Bears! Zach Pascal with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears draw a bit closer. Now this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Roberts on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The busy night continues for Williams. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 4. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here now Roberts. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They start the drive here with Gainwell. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. 2nd and 7. Now Newton. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down. On 2nd and 9, Newton. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And the Bears are right back in this football game. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw hauled in by Washington. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Garoppolo now. Underneath, he's got Brate. A good rally to the football. Keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Now Garoppolo. That's into the hands of Pascal. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. That's David Bakhtiari, the all-pro tackle, guilty on that one. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw, Newton. Setting up the screen with Gainwell. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Newton. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Well, here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Play action. Garoppolo. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he fires one, but incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Missed.
It will not go down. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Jamal Williams, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Garoppolo's throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Here's a screen to Powell. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 42. From the gun, it's a give to Peterson. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And he's got the 1st as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Middle of the field. He finds Pascal. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. And Pascal's got it. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And this is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Joseph Osai has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? They'll look to throw. That escapes the... Oh, no, he lost the football. And a pause in the action because Jimmy Garoppolo, as you can see, is still down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
The Vikings head out to take over once again. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now Newton. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. Whistles now in a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They run it again with Williams. And he's got this down to the 35. 120 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. And this one going to wrap up with Cam Newton going down to a knee. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Minnesota, the final 3 weeks are going to tell the story as they move to 9-5 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for Chicago, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.